What is up, degenerates? Welcome back to Hypecheck for yet another video for the UFC. In today's video, I'm giving you guys a full card breakdown, going over each and every fight for UFC Vegas 74, Kai Kara-France versus Amir Albazi. As always, if you guys are new here, join the fam, hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit that 50K subscribe mark, so if you are new, it does help out the channel a lot. We've also been red hot over on the VIP system, so if any of you guys are interested in signing up, you get every single bet that I place. It's mainly UFC, as that is my personal specialty. This week, we have a really interesting card on our hands, and I personally have the biggest bet of the year for myself on this card, one of the fights. So if you're not part of the VIP system, feel free to guess in the comment section down below. VIPs, you have already gotten that pick. But regardless of that, before we get into the video, I also want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Stake, the #1 sportsbook and casino available online. And exclusively for the Hypecheck fam, when you sign up using the code HYPE, I will be giving you guys a $75 tip, whether directly to your Stake account, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever payment method you want. As long as you sign up using the code HYPE, send me a screenshot over on @HypecheckSports on Instagram or @HypeCheck on Twitter, and I'll send you over that $75 tip ASAP. Like I said, Stake, all the odds you're hearing in the video are coming directly from Stake. It is by far the best sportsbook and casino available online. Let's not waste any more time and hop into the video. Let's do it. Kicking off the prelims, we got Maxim Grishin going up against Philipe Elise. Grishin is the favorite at -145, and Elise is the underdog at +114. Both fighters are coming off wins. Grishin via unanimous decision over William Knight, and Elise over OSP via knockout. On the feet, Grishin will be the more technical and accurate striker. Elise, he'll be the guy with bigger power and will have a wrestling advantage in his back pocket against Grishin's takedown defense, which sits at a subpar 66%. Overall here, betting-wise, I think the game plan for Elise is to obviously go for those takedowns, use his wrestling as an advantage as he averages close to 2 a fight. For Grishin, his main objective is to make sure that takedown defense holds up. On the feet, Grishin will be able to out-volume Philipe, and if it does stay on the feet for the full 15, I think he will eventually get a win via finish or decision. So essentially, both guys have a pretty clear path to victory, and for my money, I'll be going with the underdog at plus money with Philipe Elise. I just think his wrestling could really cause Grishin a lot of trouble, and he does have that power in his hands to land that big shot to put Grishin's lights out. It's a dog or pass spot here. After that, we got Luan Lacerda going up against Blackshear. Lacerda is the favorite at -139, and Blackshear is the underdog at +108. Both fighters are looking to bounce back this weekend. Blackshear is coming off a decision loss to Farid Basharat. Lacerda, he's off a decision loss to Cody Stamann. Both these guys aren't impressive at all in the octagon. Lacerda, he's primarily a grappler who really wants his fight on the mat, always looking for submissions, and that is where I think Blackshear's downfall will come this Saturday. While he's no slouch on the mat, Lacerda should be levels above Stamann. On the feet, Stamann will be the more dangerous fighter, but I really haven't seen anything I like from the tape I've watched on him. Betting-wise, something very interesting about this matchup is that originally the betting line opened up with Stamann being the -230 favorite, and I fully agree with where the line movement has gone, and I think as we get closer to Saturday night, the line gets even wider in favor of Lacerda. I will also be looking for sub props when they go live. It's a favorite pass spot here. Next up, we got Jinh Frey going up against Elise Reed. Reed is the favorite at -137, and Frey is the underdog at +108. Both girls are looking to get back in the win column. Frey, she's currently riding a 2-fight skid, most recently via knockout to Polyana Viana. Reed, she's off a submission loss to Conclock Siversara. This one will be short and sweet. This is pretty much the bottom of the barrel for a women's MMA fight. Similarly to the last fight we just broke down, Reed opened up as the underdog right around +150 and has since turned into the favorite. And once again, I fully agree with where the money is coming in. Reed is the younger fighter who fights extremely hard and puts out a great pace, and she's only at the age of 30, while Frey is on the total opposite side of her career, currently 38, coming off a brutal knockout. I can't see a world in which she'll be in the UFC too much longer. Betting-wise, it's a favorite pass spot here with the younger, more motivated fighter. All Reed has to do is avoid takedowns and stay at distance, and she should be able to get a pretty clear decision win. After that, we got Daniel Santos going up against Johnny Munoz Jr. Santos is the favorite at -208, and Jr. is the underdog at +160. Both guys are coming off wins. Jr., he's coming off a decision win over Ludwig Sholinian. Santos, he's coming off a knockout win over John Castaneda. Santos, he's one of my favorite up-and-coming fighters in the bantamweight division. He has big power and is insanely explosive. He also happened to have won us a ton of money his last time in the octagon. Heading over to Junior, he'll have a 2-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage in this matchup. On the feet, he won't be as powerful or technical, but on the mat, he'll have the advantage. He averages over 2 takedowns a fight, and when he gets his opponents to the mat, he's super dangerous, as 7 of his wins are via submission. However, Santos does train with Oliveira, so I'm not too concerned when the fight does go to the mat, as I doubt he'll get submitted too easily. Betting-wise, I'm not hopping off the Daniel Santos train anytime soon, and I liked him the first time this fight was supposed to happen, and I like him once again this week. It's a favorite to pass spot here. Next up, we got Andrei Arlovski going up against Dontel Mays. Mays is the favorite at -128, and Arlovski is the underdog at +100. Both guys are looking to bounce back off losses. Mays off a decision loss to Augusto Sakai. Arlovski, he's coming off a submission loss to Marcos Rogero de Lima. Starting off with Mays, he'll have a 3-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage in this matchup, and he'll be using it to his advantage, as this fight should be staying primarily on the feet for however long it lasts. Mays will be the harder hitter, but besides that, there's not much else he's better at on the feet, or frankly overall. The only plus for Mays is obviously his durability, with far less wear and tear, only being 31 to Arlovski's whopping 44 years of age. We've watched Arlovski in the octagon for so long, it's kind of crazy. Betting-wise, I think the UFC is giving Arlovski a proper farewell-esque matchup, and a very winnable fight at that. I love Arlovski in this fight, and as long as his chin holds up, it should be a pretty clear decision win on Saturday. It's a dog or pass out here. The UFC is just trying to let him go out with a win, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen on Saturday. Closing out the prelims, we got Elizeu Zaleski going up against Abubakar Nurmagomedov. Zaleski is the favorite at -115, and Abubakar is the underdog at -111. Both fighters are coming into this one off wins. Abubakar, he's won 2 straight, most recently over Gadzi Omargadzeev via decision. Zaleski, a decision win over Benoit Saint Denis. A classic striker versus wrestler matchup we got on our hands, and as you all know, I always like to back the wrestler, especially when their opponent has subpar takedown defense, which also applies in this case, as Zaleski sits at 62%. On the feet, while on paper Abubakar will be the more accurate striker, every other plus is with Zaleski. He's more dangerous and is more technical and throws with big power. He's a wild man in that octagon. Betting-wise, while I really want to back Zaleski at near pick-em odds, like I said, I think his wildness might be the edge that he needs to get a win here. He is coming off a 2-year suspension due to a failed drug test, so we don't really know how he'll look in his return. And when there's too many question marks surrounding a fighter, it's always smart to fade them. It's a dog or pass spot here with Nurmagomedov. Kicking off the main card, we got Guram Kutateladze going up against Jamie Mullarkey. Guram is the favorite at -357, and Mullarkey is the underdog at +260. Mullarkey, he's red hot coming into this one off 2 straight wins, most recently over Francisco Prado. Guram, he's looking to bounce back off a split decision loss to Damir Ismagulov. This one will be short and sweet. Starting off with Guram, he's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. He has super technical and accurate striking, adds in killer light kicks, and has fantastic takedown defense. Mullarkey, on the other hand, is a very well-rounded fighter. He's a hard hitter and averages close to 3 takedowns a fight. However, we've seen Guram stuff 11 takedowns from Gamrot, so I doubt Mullarkey will have too much success on the mat. Betting-wise, Guram is simply levels above Mullarkey with the striking, and I would be utterly shocked if he loses to Jamie on Saturday. It's a favorite to pass spot here, and one of my favorite bets at that. Next up, we got Karine Silva going up against Ketlen Souza. Silva is the favorite at -233, and Ketlen is the underdog at +175. Both girls are coming into this fight red hot. Ketlen, she's currently riding a 5-fight win streak, making her UFC debut this Saturday, and she'll have her hands full against Silva, who's on a 6-fight win streak, fresh off her UFC debut win via submission over Poliana Botello. Let's start off this breakdown solidly controversial, as everyone I know is on Silva in this spot, but I think the wrong fighter is favored here, and getting Ketlen at plus money is an absolute steal. Starting off with Ketlen, she'll have the better cardio in this matchup, and from what I've seen, as long as she's able to make it to that second round, it's a super winnable fight for her. She's by far the more technical striker with better footwork and volume. Betting-wise, don't get me wrong, Silva has been looking very good, and on the mat, she's an assassin. However, I really think after that first round, Ketlen will look like the favorite. It's a dog or pass spot here. After that, we got Tim Elliott going up against Victor Altamirano. Elliott is the favorite at -185, and Victor is the underdog at +143. Both fighters are coming off wins. Elliott, a decision win over Tagir Ulanbekov, and Victor, he's won 2 in a row, most recently over Nisio Salvador via decision. Starting off this breakdown, for those of you who don't know, Tim Elliott has been going through a bunch of drama over the past couple months, finding out his wife has been cheating on him since they've got married with teammate Kevin Kroom. And the only reason I bring this up, I'm not trying to be a drama channel or anything like that, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because Elliott, without all that drama surrounding him, the questions surrounding where his mental state is at, he would probably be a near 4-1 favorite in this matchup. Betting-wise, this is a pretty simple fight for me to break down. This is too big of a step up for Victor. His only wins in the UFC are against non-UFC caliber fighters. Elliott is better wherever this fight goes. He'll be able to land takedowns, and with his awkward striking, it will be a problem for Victor as he won't be able to get in his rhythm. Hopefully, this scandal motivated Elliott to new heights for Saturday and does not hinder his performance. It's a favorite to pass spot here and also one of my more confident plays on the card. Next up, we got Jared Gordon going up against Jim Miller. Gordon is the favorite at -192 and Miller is the underdog at +149. Gordon is looking to get back in the win column after his no contest fight with Bobby Green, where the accidental clash of heads led to him being finished. Miller, he's coming off a unanimous decision loss to Alexander Hernandez. Gordon, he's coming in on short notice here. He had his lights put out near a month ago, which is pretty worrisome. Miller will have a reach advantage in this spot, but he tends to gas up fairly quickly. That first round, Miller is extremely live for a finish, but after that, it should be Gordon all day here. Betting-wise, I didn't have too much time to go in depth on this one, but Jim Miller, he throws with a lot of heat, and while I think Gordon is way better than Miller, 2 weight cuts in under a month, plus being flatlined, I'm more than happy to fade Gordon this week in a dogger pass spot. Miller, he's a vet we all know and love, and I think he got one more in the bag and gets a win on Saturday. Now, we go to the co-main event of the evening with Alex Caceres going up against Daniel Pineda. Caceres is the favorite at -179, and Pineda is the underdog at +139. This one will be short and sweet. Both fighters are coming off wins. Pineda via submission over Tucker Lutz. Caceres a knockout win over Julian Erosa. Alex will have a 3-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage in this spot, and after the first round, he'll be better wherever this fight goes. Pineda is a killer be-killed fighter and looked fantastic against Lutz, who is levels above Alex skill set-wise. To be frank, I really don't think Alex is too good, and I think the wrong fighter is favored in this spot. Pineda, he really impressed me his last time out, and if he's somewhat of that form, I think he blows by Alex. This Saturday, it's a dogger pass spot here. It's time for the main event of the evening with Kai Kara-France going up against Amir Albazi. This fight is at pick-em odds, a even -112 on each of them. Albazi, he's on a 5-fight win streak, coming off his knockout win over Alessandro Costa. Kara-France, he's looking to bounce back off his loss to the current champ Brandon Moreno. A classic striker versus grappler matchup on our hands here. Starting off with Albazi, I think he's extremely overrated, especially with his ability to land takedowns on Kai Kara-France. And Albazi, in his last fight against Costa, he really struggled to get him down, and Kai Kara-France has way better takedown defense than Costa. Betting-wise, this is by far Albazi's hardest test to date, and a massive step up in competition. Kai Kara-France is weathered against the best of the best in the division, and essentially what this fight will come down to is whether or not he'll be able to keep this fight standing or not. And for me, I think he will be able to keep it standing. And if that's the case, the striking is extremely wide in favor of him. It's Kai Kara-France all day for me here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to join the hundreds of other members cashing in weekly in the VIP fam, just click the link in the top comment section or description. Shout out once again to Stake for sponsoring today's video. If you need a sportsbook to lock in your bets on, make sure to go over to Stake, sign up using the code HYPE, and I'll give you guys a $75 tip. Whether it's directly to your Stake account, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, whatever it is, if you sign up using the code HYPE, send me a screenshot on Instagram and I'll send you the money ASAP. Good luck, boys. Make sure to comment your favorite bets down below. Peace.